brand does that better than Pantene. New improved Pantene. Healthy makes it happen.
Shortness of breath, irregular heartbeats, and fainting. These symptoms are often taken for granted. Arrhythmia and atrial fibrillation are more common than you think. Mercy Hospital's Arrhythmia Syncope Center is a dedicated outpatient evaluation and treatment facility, providing unequal care for the treatment of cardiac arrhythmias and syncope problems of the heart. Highly trained professionals, advanced technology, the Heart Center at Mercy Hospital. Call today and schedule an appointment. 305-285-2929.
Fogo Vivo. Enjoy the temptation of our juicy meats served straight from the fire to your palate. Fogo Vivo. The way you like it. The way you want it. Fogo Vivo.
South Florida's most trusted weather team on Local 10 News.
Welcome to World News. Tonight, Wall Street rings in the new year with a rally as the market finally hit bottom. Are investors banking on Obama to boost the economy? Flight risk? 9 Muslim passengers forced off their flight for security reasons. Was it proper procedure or profiling? Gaining respect. The team that gave up a chance at a bowl game instead of giving in to racial prejudice. Bob Woodruff reports. And standing tall. When his life changed in a split second, he rose to the challenge, inspiring an entire community. And he is our Person of the Week.
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson. Reporting tonight, George Stephanopoulos.
Good evening. Wall Street shook off its worst showing since the Great Depression with its best start in 6 years. In 2008, investors lost nearly $7 trillion from their portfolios. A bit came back today. The Dow Industrials gained over 250 points to close above 9,000 for the first time in 2 months, a gain of nearly 3%. The Nasdaq gained 3.5%. And the market staged this rally despite a report on the nation's manufacturing activity in December, which fell to the lowest monthly level in 28 years. Dan Harris is at the New York Stock Exchange. And Dan, I guess the question is, how significant is this strong start?
Hey, George, good evening. It is encouraging, but it's definitely not decisive. It is a tentative sign that 2009 could be better than the horrible 2008. On this first trading day of 2009, the closing bell was rung by Liza Minnelli, who once famously sang, "Money makes the world go round." Perhaps a good omen as investors drove the Dow through the 9,000 mark, seemingly unfazed by that terrible report on the manufacturing industry. How can the market shrug off a report like this?
Well, that's a very good sign. That's the kind of thing you see when the market's putting in a bottom.
I think this market has been beat down so much over the last 9 months that now it's starting to build a little steam behind it.
If the market can continue to essentially ignore bad economic news, that might give confidence to nervous investors who have parked $9 trillion in cash in recent months.
That will encourage some people to at least dip a toe in the water.
Among the leaders today, the beleaguered General Motors, up around 15% after a rescue loan from the government. Citigroup was up about 3% after its CEO said he will not take a bonus and will cut executive pay. The stock market is often ahead of the larger economy. In past recessions, stocks recovered earlier. But as this new year starts, there are new signs of the widespread pain. Starting today, starved for customers, Weis Markets, which operates grocery stores in the eastern U.S., is freezing the prices on 2,400 items for 90 days. Also starting today, both Giant Food and Stop & Shop will offer several types of antibiotics free to customers who have a prescription.
This is a situation where our customers don't get medicines that they need. That doesn't help them, and it sure doesn't help us.
Economists are looking at the second half of '09 for a possible turnaround. They say a lot is riding on the size and success of Barack Obama's stimulus plan. A couple more notes on the stock market action today. While the surge is encouraging, it's worth noting that the trading volume was still pretty light. There are a lot of people who are still on vacation. So Monday will be the first real test. It's often said that the first few days of January predict how the rest of the year will go. Last January, George, the first few days were terrible.
Okay, well, let's hope for a good day on Monday. Dan Harris, thanks. The economy, of course, will be at the top of President-elect Obama's agenda when he takes office in 18 days. Obama and his family wrapped up their Hawaiian vacation last night and will spend the weekend packing up house in Chicago before moving to Washington on Sunday. Monday morning, his daughter starts school, and Obama starts lobbying the new Congress. And for more on that, we are joined by Kate Snow.
Good evening, George. And as of Monday, Barack Obama will be living out of a hotel just a few blocks from the White House, trying to build support for his first big priority, that economic stimulus plan.
The shave ice was fun while it lasted. Now it's back to ice-cold realities.
We're going to have to be bold when it comes to our economic recovery package.
On Monday afternoon, the president-elect will meet with Democratic leaders Senator Harry Reid and Speaker Nancy Pelosi to strategize on just how bold that stimulus plan might be. Obama aides say it could reach $775 billion. The plan aims to create jobs with money for renewable energy and infrastructure projects like roads and bridges, and that could be a lifesaver for industries like steel, where prices have fallen by half in just 6 months. The plan would also include direct funds to states, tax cuts, and money to modernize schools and medical records. But Obama will also spend time Monday selling it to skeptical Republicans, including Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell and House Republican leader John Boehner, who today said this is the taxpayers' money and they deserve to know their hard-earned tax dollars aren't being wasted.
Look, I'm a taxpayer like everybody else, and I don't want to see money wasted.
Democrats would love to have a stimulus bill ready for the new president to sign by the end of January. And it is possible with a little help from Republicans, even with 2 Senate seats up in the air.
I'm going to Washington.
At last check, Al Franken leads by 50 votes, but they're still counting in Minnesota. And the man Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich named as senator?
He will be a great United States Senator.
He's taken the fight to the Illinois Supreme Court.
You don't want me to walk away from a legal appointment?
Obama and the Democrats say they'll refuse to seat him.
In addition to a host of meetings on Monday on Capitol Hill, the president-elect has big plans on Wednesday. He will have lunch at the White House with President Bush, former Presidents Bill Clinton, George H.W. Bush, and Jimmy Carter.
I think that's a first. It is a first. Kate Snow, thanks very much. Next to the Middle East and the conflict between Israel and Hamas militants in Gaza. In his weekly radio address, President Bush says the United States will support a ceasefire only if monitors are sent to stop weapons from being smuggled into Gaza. Since the fighting began a week ago, 430 Palestinians and 4 Israelis have been killed. As Simon McGregor Wood reports, the number of Palestinian civilians killed is growing.
Israel may be going after Hamas leaders, but it's killing innocent people too. These children live on the same street as one leader targeted today. The strike missed him, but killed 2 young brothers and their cousin. Since Israel's campaign began, at least 50 children have been killed. Israelis accuse Hamas of putting children in harm's way. The Israelis did get one senior commander, Nizar Rayan. Hours before, they even called to warn him and his family to get out of their home. He refused. 6 of his children and all 4 of his wives died with him. Hamas still fired 25 rockets into Israel today. ABC News has learned they may even have longer-range rockets that can reach Tel Aviv and the Israeli nuclear reactor at Dimona, both 45 miles away. The conflict spilled onto the streets, where they were running battles between Palestinian protesters and Israeli police.
Here on the outskirts of Jerusalem, throughout the West Bank and all across the Arab world today, there have been angry demonstrations against Israel's military campaign.
International pressure for a ceasefire may be growing, but the U.S. is still giving Israel room to maneuver.
It is obvious that that ceasefire should take place as soon as possible, but we need a ceasefire that is durable and sustainable.
Here, that's taken to mean there is still time to keep punishing Hamas, probably with a ground invasion. Fighting in the densely crowded streets of Gaza would be a high-risk strategy, but Israel believes it could make Hamas think twice about ever firing a rocket again. Simon McGregor Wood, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Now to Havana, where Cubans this week are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the revolution that brought Fidel Castro to power and began an era of conflict with the United States. Castro was absent from the celebrations. He hasn't been seen in public since poor health forced him to resign the presidency last year. And as Jim Avila reports from Havana, many Cubans are now pinning their hopes on our next president.
The United States may be 90 miles and 50 years away from Cuba. But from jazz to rap, America is heard on Havana's Malecón, and felt in Amide Rakim's living room, where she watched the U.S. presidential election so closely. God bless Obama, she says, and the changes he will bring about. Most important to Amide and the majority of Cubans is President-elect Barack Obama's promise to end the Bush administration's limits on visits between families in the U.S. and Cuba. My mother doesn't know my son, she says. I would love for them to come.
But will a new president in the U.S. and a new Castro in Cuba, Raul, the younger, more pragmatic brother, mean more freedom in Cuba and a lifting of the American embargo?
Few expect an immediate end to the trade embargo, but Obama has signaled he will consider opening trade if Cuba releases political prisoners and legalizes political parties. The Cubans are sending signals too, toning down anti-American rhetoric, removing billboards that once denounced President Bush as the devil. And the Cuban government has taken its first big step toward capitalism. I've been given this piece of land, he says. This was forest, this was jungle here. Jose Reyes Hernandez is among 80,000 Cubans allowed to lease his own small private farm. He doesn't work for one of the big socialist combines that have failed to feed the Cuban people. 70% of the food here is imported. I want to plant pepper here, he says, and there beans. Simple farmers carrying the hopes of reform that could make the next 50 years very different for Cuba and possibly the U.S. Jim Avila, ABC News, Havana.
And still ahead on World News, Muslim passengers kicked off a New Year's Day flight. Did security officials go too far? The college football team getting a second chance at glory after racism sidelined their first chance. Bob Woodruff reports. And our person of the week, a young man making amazing strides after a most unusual accident.
This is World News with Charles Gibson. Brought to you by Aleve.
I love softball. I live for it. I want to play with reckless abandon. Yeah, I want to play like I'm 18. When I play sports like this, I have pain. I hurt all over. To deal with the pain, I take Aleve. It allows me to play 3 games a day and not hurt. If I didn't have Aleve to help me with the pain, I'd be sitting on the sidelines. My name is Mark Hamby, and I'll never stop playing softball.
Would you like to win $5,000 every week for life?
No way!
Just enter the Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes by mail or at PCH.com, where there's a new winner every day. Enter today, win tomorrow.
Amazing holidays. I had the whole family.
Looks like you were busy.
I shopped, I cooked, I ate. And now I'm a little irregular.
Don't you eat Activia?
Nah, it's just me.
Well, then it's time for a new you. Take the Activia Challenge.
Activia eaten daily is clinically proven to help regulate your digestive system in 2 weeks.
Get ready for a new you. Take the Activia New You Challenge now. It works or it's free.
Activia! Ooh, yuck.
Think you can handle this?
Yep.
Unlike regular trash bags, only Glad ForceFlex bags have stretchable strength technology that helps prevent rips, tears, and messy cleanups. For stretchable strength, get Glad ForceFlex.
Women are learning that as we age, it's harder to build bone density with calcium alone. Introducing Citracal Plus Bone Density Builder, the only calcium supplement with genistein, found naturally in soy and proven to significantly build bone density. Citracal.
New questions about airline security and ethnic prejudice are being raised tonight after members of 2 Muslim families from the Washington, D.C. area were kicked off a New Year's Day flight. The incident was sparked by a stray comment overheard by another passenger. Did officials follow up with appropriate caution or unfair profiling? Here's David Curley.
Tonight, 2 American families are enjoying a Florida vacation after what they describe as a day of discrimination.
It was very disheartening. We did feel like we were being discriminated against.
2 brothers, a doctor and a lawyer, and their families, 9 of them, all Muslims, were ordered off the AirTran flight from Washington to Orlando yesterday afternoon by federal air marshals at the request of the pilot. The reason? A conversation about the safest place to sit. But a teenage girl reported to the pilot she heard talk of the plane blowing up or going down.
We know not to even come close to saying words like bomb or terrorist or threat or any of that kind of stuff.
I guess we have to be smarter now and not mention airplane parts either.
After the family was escorted away, the pilot ordered all passengers off the aircraft for rescreening.
Particularly in today's environment after 9/11, I think they're going to err on the side beyond where they probably should.
The FBI got involved and quickly determined this was just a misunderstanding. But when the families tried to rebook a flight, AirTran refused, saying it had not been notified by the FBI that the passengers were cleared to fly. Surprising, because it was an FBI agent who helped book the families on another airline.
Even though everyone involved agrees this is just a misunderstanding, the incident points out the level of fear among the flying public, the fear of Muslims in traditional dress, and the fact that no one in the security business wants to take any chances.
You have people on the ground probably making reasonable decisions, but they were not allowed to stop a situation once the ball is going down the alley.
Late today, AirTran offered an apology, a refund, as well as a free flight home. The families aren't sure whether they'll take the offer or take the airline to court. David Curley, ABC News, Washington.
And there's word from the Bahamas tonight that John Travolta's teenage son has died during a family vacation there. Police say 16-year-old Jet Travolta died after hitting his head in a bathtub this morning. A family spokesman says that the oldest child of John Travolta and his wife Kelly Preston suffered a seizure. We'll be right back.
Retailers don't want you to see the information about to be disclosed.
Hi, I'm Tony Galata. This is my wife, Carrie Galata. This is our house, my wife's dream house. And we furnish most everything in this house with products from Direct Buy. We purchased the breakfast table and chairs. We looked at that table in some other places.
They ran around $3,500 and we picked it up for around $1,500.
If you're building, remodeling, or simply redecorating a room, there's now a way to buy virtually everything you need at prices you never imagined possible.
We've saved, I think, well over $20,000.
Just on our kitchen alone, we saved almost $10,000.
It adds up to about a $30,000 to $40,000 savings overall.
Call the number on your screen now to receive your free insider's guide to buying direct. Plus, you'll also receive a free visitor's pass for an exclusive tour of your local Direct Buy showroom. Call right now to get started buying the Direct Buy way. Stop paying retail and become part of Direct Buy, the private members-only showroom and design center. Don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call now.
Did you know 1 in 2 women will develop bone or breast health issues?
Really? I didn't know that.
One A Day Women's is the only complete multivitamin with more calcium for strong bones and more vitamin D, which emerging research suggests may support breast health. One A Day Women's.
I have high blood pressure, so when I get a cold, I take powerful cold medicine with the heart. Well, now there's new Coricidin HBP Nighttime for nighttime cold relief with the heart. From the only cold brand that won't raise your blood pressure, Coricidin HBP.
I have arthritis in my left hand, and I'm left-handed, but I've been taking Aleve.
Only 2 Aleve can stop pain all day. That would take twice as many Advil or 4 times as many Tylenol.
I've been bowling for 50 years. I would feel bad if I couldn't bowl.
What's worse than a dirty toilet? A dirty clip-on. Ew. New Scrubbing Bubbles Toilet Cleaning Gel. Stamp it in, and for a whole week it cleans and freshens. New Toilet Cleaning Gel. The freshest way to keep a toilet clean. S.E. Johnson, a family company.
Anxious about quitting cold turkey? Make that first step easier with the Nicoderm CQ patch. Nicoderm steps you down from nicotine gradually, doubling your chance for success. Nicoderm CQ. 3 steps, 10 weeks, and you're free.
Constipation, bloating, gas, diarrhea. People, is your colon sending you a message? Now there's new Philips Colon Health with probiotics. It helps naturally restore the balance in your digestive system, so you can avoid those very unpleasant symptoms with new Philips Colon Health.
The Pacific Northwest is being hit with yet another winter storm, which is causing a whole mess of problems. Flooding and mudslides in the Portland area forced the evacuation of more than 20 homes. Across the region, heavy snow and high winds have closed dozens of roads. Next, in this season of perennial College Bowl contenders, the Oregons, Oklahomas, and Ohio States, one team is making its bowl debut. The Bulls of the University at Buffalo are making their first appearance ever tomorrow when they face Connecticut in the International Bowl. The Bulls did have one other chance 50 years ago, an opportunity they turned down on principle. Bob Woodruff reports.
They've been playing football here for more than a century without much success. The University at Buffalo Bulls have been, in recent years, a laughingstock, regarded by some as the worst program in the nation. But not anymore.
10-5, touchdown!
A season of dramatic upsets.
Oh, what a catch!
And fairy tale finishes.
It is caught! Touchdown! Touchdown!
Propelled the team to a championship and just the second postseason bowl invitation in school history. The last was 50 years ago when a hard-nosed Buffalo squad earned a trip to the Tangerine Bowl in Orlando.
It's all over, the Bulls win it!
Under one condition.
Coach says that if we go, Willie and Mike have to stay home.
Of the dozens of players on the 1958 Bulls, there were two African Americans, defensive end Mike Wilson and star halfback Willie Evans.
Willie's at the 35, the 30.
Then when I got the paper, I opened it up, and there was my picture along with Mike Wilson's on the front page of the Courier-Express.
The hosts of the Tangerine Bowl had rules prohibiting interracial teams. Evans and Wilson were not welcome.
How did you feel when you first heard that news?
Anger. And insulted that my teammates would be treated based on the color of their skin.
The university left it to the players to decide whether to play the game.
We all in unison just all stood up and said, we aren't going.
Everybody felt the same and made the same decision, which was the right thing to do.
They had turned their backs on a chance in the national spotlight, but walked out of the gym with heads held high.
As it turns out, the fellows on that 58 squad were light years ahead of so many other quadrants of our society.
Earlier this season, Willie Evans and the 58 team were honored by the university.
Heads is the call.
We want to talk about what defines team and what defines unity, the 1958 team.
And they'll be thinking about that tomorrow.
Picked up by the Bulls!
Extra motivation to win in honor of the team that half a century ago never even got the chance to play. Bob Woodruff, ABC News, Buffalo.
And we have some good news for some great kids in Atlanta who were our Persons of the Week just before the election. Their catchy plea to get out and vote became a YouTube sensation.
Obama on the left, McCain on the right. We can talk politics all night, and you can vote however you like.
Oprah Winfrey loved it, and she has just donated $365,000 to their school, the Ron Clark Academy. Up next, our latest Person of the Week, a student facing adversity and teaching everyone around him important lessons.
Mom, my nose feels stuffy.
Why do I use new Breathe Right nasal strips for kids? To help Katie breathe better when she's congested. We used to use kids' cold medicines, but with all the recent news about their use, it's hard not to be concerned. Breathe Right kid strips are different. They're drug-free, with a simple reflex action to safely and gently open kids' noses for the relief she needs and the peace of mind I need.
Try new drug-free Breathe Right nasal strips for kids, in adult sizes too.
Did you know 1 in 2 women will develop bone or breast health issues?
Really? I didn't know that.
One A Day Women's is the only complete multivitamin with more calcium for strong bones and more vitamin D, which emerging research suggests may support breast health. 1 A Day Women's.
The doctor will be just a few minutes. Okay.
Uh-oh, here she comes again. I know you're here for a checkup, but maybe you should tell them about that bladder control problem.
What bladder control problem?
Well, you've already made a couple of trips. That last one nearly knocked me off the door.
Sorry.
You need to have the Detrol discussion with the doctor.
Detrol?
Detrol LA. It's the #1 prescribed brand to help calm that
I gotta go feeling.
Just one pill works all day and all night.
Barbara?
And tell them how you feel.
Like my bladder's running my life.
If you've certain stomach problems, glaucoma, or trouble getting urine to pass, you shouldn't take Detrol LA. The most common side effects are dry mouth, headache, headache, constipation, and abdominal pain. Ask your doctor if Detrol LA is right for you.
So, Barbara, how have you been?
She wants to have...
I want to have the Detrol discussion.
Glad I could help.
For people with diabetes, simple steps can make it a whole new day. Snack smarter with delicious Glucerna bars. They help minimize blood sugar spikes, which can help lower A1C levels. Glucerna, smart nutrition for people with diabetes.
Feeling stuffed up? Unstuff yourself with Afrin No Drip. It's got the best medicine to open nasal passages. Afrin, the best stuff to unstuff.
Bill DeMong takes the lead. You'd never guess he woke up with chest congestion and coughing. What's his secret? It's Speedy Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Mucus and Congestion breaks up chest congestion. The official cold medicine of the U.S. ski team. Alka-Seltzer Plus Mucus and Congestion.
Tuesday, wait till you see what happens to our ugly American couple in France.
Look at that tower. Just like the one in Vegas.
I think the one in Vegas is bigger.
You just have to see what our hidden cameras catch.
You got beer here?
On the premiere of What Would You Do, Tuesday at 10 on ABC.
Sunday, the next would-be senator from Illinois, Roland Burris, and Illinois senior senator Dick Durbin both face George. So will the Senate accept him? Plus, the most powerful Republican in Washington, Mitch McConnell, on This Week with George Stephanopoulos.
Finally tonight, our Person of the Week. On a day when many of us may already be struggling with our New Year's resolutions, we meet a young man who has already shown tremendous resolve in his life. A young athlete whose life was changed instantly by a terrible accident. As David Muir reports, he's still a winner.
Mike Fritchner seems like your average high school senior. But as he plans to go to college, talk to any of his friends and they'll tell you he's already taught as many lessons as he's learned. Before his sophomore year, the 6'4" athlete earned a spot on the varsity football team. Just before the season, he went to Hawaii with his family to surf for the first time.
I was probably out there for like 20 minutes, and then I stood up on one wave, and then right when I stood up, I felt like a little pop in my back.
And he said, "Dad, my back just really, really hurts." And I said, "Well, can you walk?" And he said, "Well, I think so." And right there, his legs collapsed.
After an MRI, Mike was diagnosed with something called surfer's myelopathy. Doctors believe while arching his back, his spinal cord was hyperextended, starving it of oxygen. The extremely rare phenomenon can cause paralysis. And Mike was paralyzed from the waist down.
What's your goal today, Mike?
He immediately began physical therapy, defying doctors who thought he might never stand again.
I pretty much disregarded everything my therapist said and just started walking because I wanted it so bad.
Do you remember the moment that you got up?
It was just unbelievable. The best feeling you could ever ask for.
Though still in his wheelchair, Mike is working hard to walk in his leg braces.
Take a breather.
We got 15 feet, guys.
You got it.
And it's almost like, why me? Anyone could ask that question, though. That's not how to get anything done. You got to take action.
The self-proclaimed jock was forced to leave those teams behind. He now earns top grades, interns at the hospital, and mentors younger students. And this New Year's, he learned how to ski again. But the friends he's made, they've been the biggest gift.
I have the best friends in the whole world. And from this, it's been I've been a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm always comfortable with all the athletic guys. But now it's I meet all different kinds of people. I'm friends with kids in drama, kids in band. It's helped so much. There's so much more to me now.
And all of those new friends would soon help him campaign. Before his senior year, this unlikely candidate decided to run for student body president. He won. Today, Mike is not only the school president, he's the reigning homecoming king. But there is so much more to be done, he says, hoping one day to be a doctor who helps others like him.
I'll celebrate when we get there, but we're not there yet.
And so we choose Mike Fritchner. And while he's busy deciding on where to go to college, he does have some more immediate plans. Thanks to a nonprofit group, Mike's heading for the inauguration. He says he can't wait. That is World News for this Friday. I'm George Stephanopoulos. I'll see you Sunday on This Week. Until then, for Charlie Gibson and all of us at ABC News, have a great weekend.
Tonight
Motherhood goes extreme. From extreme breastfeeding a 7-year-old to this super surrogate mom who had 8 babies for other moms, to women so eager to be moms they carry around fake babies. Tonight, it's the extreme side of motherhood on 2020.
These all...
Saturn, you got it. Happens a lot lately.
People do that.
Yeah.
Meet the new Saturn at the Red Tag event, where the price on the tag is the price you pay. Get cash back on most 2008 and 2009 Saturn models on top of already discounted prices. But hurry, the Red Tag event ends January 5th.
At Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, we have all the games you love to play and more. This January at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, our $250,000 cash exchange giveaway means Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays in January are all sounding great, with $15,000 cash awarded every day, guaranteed. The game is on. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Here's what's on Local 10 tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
Hi, y'all. As we say at North Myrtle Beach. Hi. Hi, folks. Thank you, Charlie. It's a nice walk. Take another one. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, you're ready. Everybody get ready now. We're going to give away some money here, $1,000 in our first toss-up. The category is Thing. Kristen.
Gift basket.
Yeah, that's it. Every year I get jars and jars of chutney. I don't even know what chutney is, but I get them in gift baskets. Kristen Rabbit just won $1,000 from Medford, Massachusetts. You're a grad student? Tell us about that.
Yes, I'm a student at UMass for teaching,
Yeah.
and I'm a student teacher at the Sheffield 5th grade classroom.
Wow.
Hi, kids.
So education is your life. Cheerleader and coach?
Yes.
Nice to have you here. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Felicia Breda, is that about right?
That's good.
From Houston, an accountant, a fantasy football champion, she's proud
That's
to say.
right, 2007 and kicking butt in 2008.
I think that's probably on your license plate somewhere. I know you want to mention your cat. You're very close to your cat, whose name is?
I have a cat named Casper.
All right. And anything else we should know about you? Or?
I like to cook. I love to travel, and I'm in a book club, and that's it.
That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. Give our best to Casper when you see him.
I will.
This is Mike Hansen from Boise, Idaho. Nice to have you here, Mike.
Thank you, Pat.
Financial services agent in the great state of Idaho.
Yes.
And you married?
Yes, I am. Beautiful wife, Jessica, and no kids yet, but we got 2 great dogs, Axel and Nellie.
All right. And